Hold on, let's let Palm in. Pomeranian.
Iranian.
I'm gonna get the link right now.
Hola, compadre.
Hola, sir.
How you doing, brother?
Oh, es, ¿cómo se llama?
Muy bien. ¿Y tú?
Alright, hold on. Send you the link right now.
Okay. They're gonna go link.
Fred! I ain't seen Fred. I feel like I ain't seen Fred in like a year.
For real.
Back. I've been he wasn't on the yes he was. He was on the last I only missed one. We did that special for Mob, but
I know, bro, but it's like
yeah, nah,
quarantine days is like
facts.
7 months a day.
Nah,
Yeah, that's
facts.
very, very true.
Keep it a band. I've been going through it.
Yeah, he was telling me, man.
And you gotta make sure that you know, your loved ones, make that peace with them while you can.
That's a
You know?
Fendi.
Yeah, that's the fact. Yeah, definitely.
Where are birds chirping at?
Over here, in my neighborhood, it's a lot
That's
of
like
birds.
they live in the wild.
I live in a Narnia, man.
It's like 8 o'clock. Son.
I was
What
like,
are you
it's
talking
eight.
about?
It's eight.
Bro.
Birds out there like it's sunny as hell.
Yo, in the morning, you should hit them in the morning, bro. They don't take a break.
It's a good life. Trey got birds chirping.
That's amazing.
Call of Duty on.
Debatable.
Life.
We just got a bunch of kids yelling outside.
That's
Get
funny.
your ass in the house.
Yo, me and Don be going ham in the Call of Duty, bro, in the hardcore.
Yeah, I heard.
Yeah, it be making it a little messy.
It may get a little messy.
Yo, listen, y'all gonna hide? We're gonna come find y'all.
Yeah, I even turned off my cross plays just so I could play in peace, man.
Son, we out
Violent too
here,
much sometimes.
we pressing spawns, son.
Alright, Mel is in the building, Sammy's in the building. What up to Celebrities Live or whatever. Shout out to you, you know what I mean? Gotta show love to the peoples. Yeah. You sent it out? The link?
Yeah, I just did.
Fred and Palm, y'all send the link out?
Yeah, I just did right now.
Bet. Perfection.
I wish that we could use this.
That would be so lit.
But Instagram don't want that money.
They don't want no money.
Instagram hate themselves, man.
If a bunch of TikTokers started like going crazy on Instagram Live and niggas started getting money, I bet you they'd start injecting some money into the Instagram Live. But you know, it's the blacks. We just playing our little cool music.
Those nigger jams are quite amazing.
They literally like have not updated the app like at all since.
Using it for those nigger jams.
Oh well, interesting. Mark Zuckerberg, you know Mark Zuckerberg don't like this.
Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg don't give a shit about no damn hip hop.
No hippity hop music.
Hippity hop.
I do not care about the hippity hop.
What was the Uncle Ruckus used to say? Jungle booty gorilla noise.
Jungle booty gorilla noise.
That's my mom's like favorite dope from movie.
Sammy said hi, Colton's mama.
Hi, how are you guys?
Oh my gosh, this sounds like the Erica Badu, Jill Scott.
Erica Badu. Do I need to sing too? No.
Nah, I mean you can if you want.
If you want to sing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it might be the Jill Scott effect because somebody is confessing their love for Fred in the chat.
Yeah, somebody like they've had the biggest crush on you, Fred, for like a year now. Oh,
Oh,
uh,
Frederick.
Fred's a pink
Oh,
tang.
Oh, he had the muscles out. That's why.
oh.
Yeah, the muscles they secrete that.
They saw them shoulders. They was like, oh, he can lift stuff. It's over. He is a man's man.
She's like, oh my god, it's Fred.
Frederick.
Nah, she said face alone does him justice. Okay,
Oh,
all
okay.
right. This is not a Fred is cute marathon,
Ooh.
even though he is. You feel me?
Oh, pause.
Ain't no pause on that. We adults out
We
Yeah,
here.
adults.
no, no, we are
Everybody
pausing that. We are pausing that, brother.
Y'all are dumb. I feel like I'm happy that we haven't all seen each other in person because we would have fought like probably Odyssey got to a Royal Rumble over this last dance by now. 'Cause
I loved it. It
I
was
love
amazing.
you. It was kind of cool. A little bit, I guess.
It was
Michael
good.
Jordan's worse than I thought he was.
Let's move on.
Let's introduce ourselves. I guess you gonna do the hate chant. Hate
Yeah,
chant?
hey, Chad, let's get into it. Hey, 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 hey. Hear ye, haters now in session. You are now rocking with the finest, the most luxurious, the most notorious, the most scrumptious you haters you ever seen in your cotton picking life. Pow! And we are back in our individual haters' dens, you know what I'm saying? Social distancing, quarantining, or whatever the case may be. Well, as you can see, Colton's not. He's over there with his parents or whatever.
Not
I
so
guess.
good.
Not social distancing.
Nah,
First of all, a shout out to the sponsor. Shout out to Find Love Soon. Shout out to MH Apparel. Shout out to the Potluck Crew.
To
Who I'm
hustle
missing?
and go.
Hustle with a goal. We in the building. I remember all of y'all. All of y'all one day. One day I'm gonna remember. But let's see. Who's to my left? Colton, since you first. Let's go into Colton. We got a special guest with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Colton
so
gonna do.
it's your boy Colton,
I mean,
aka my mama's son. She's here.
nigga said my mama's son.
That's gonna be my name today, my mama's son. So um we gonna I mean you guys can continue and then I'm gonna let my mom go like last.
All right, cool. Frederick.
What's good? It's your boy Fred, aka Penny Hardaway.
Oh.
So that's it. You already know.
All right, no doubt.
Okay.
Palm.
Hi. Nah, it's your boy Paul, man. Today I'm embracing the villain part of me. So today I'm gonna be like a very legendary villain from my childhood, Revolver Ocelot.
That's dope.
dope.
I just would like to know, when do you like embrace the positive palm to embrace the villain side?
That guy's no fun.
Every time Bob makes that speech, he's like, I'm gonna embrace something negative. And we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Bob.
Today I'm gonna be let's see who I'm gonna be, man. I'm gonna be LeBron fans watching Jordan documentary. I'm gonna be that kind of angry.
Oh man.
And we got a special guest. I'm gonna let Colton do the honors. Colton, you take it away, man.
All right, so we have somebody here that, I called myself my mama's son earlier. Obviously, my mom is here. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you. Let people know.
Okay, hi, my name is Tasha. I'm Golden Mom. I'm very honored to be here today. He asked me, Mom, I'm a shy person. I don't like being in front of anything with camera, pictures, whatever, but I did it because of him. And I want to make sure I support him in any way that I can.
Hey, that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So, I guess I'll
yeah, this is your show. Run the show however you want, man.
First question I was gonna ask, so just the people know, just the background, you're from Trinidad. Do you want to talk about just maybe your upbringing in Trinidad, maybe family, funny stories, like different things like that. Just talk about like just your life in Trinidad.
My upbringing was always beautiful. I had great parents. They were strict, but they were funny,
Mm-hmm.
and they weren't playing around. You do something wrong, they're gonna tell you, listen, go outside on the cherry tree or the mango tree, get a whip.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were strict but beautiful people. I have 10 of us, 6 boys, 4 girls. We all grew up really close knit.
Mm-hmm.
It was never like a problem. We all had a great upbringing with our aunts, uncles. The family was so big. We used to have like, it was like we used to live in a place called Arima,
Mm.
and it had like different areas, like
That's
just
crazy.
like here, like if you have Brooklyn, Manhattan, the Bronx, it was like Arima to Lacuna, Santa Grande, like this,
Yeah.
and everybody knew one another. It was like so close knit. You couldn't leave your door open
Mm-hmm.
whole night and nobody will burglarize you, nobody will bother you. Everybody was like close. I guess you can't do it now. It's so different.
Right.
At that
Yeah.
time, it was so safe, so it was beautiful, you
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
know?
so all right, so that's like most of like the good things that you remember. What
Yeah.
do you think is like some things that when you were growing up you see now that we have that you feel like this is probably better? Like maybe when it comes to parenting or maybe it comes to like safety, like what do you think is
Okay.
better now than compared to when you were growing up?
Parenting, the long time, in those days they were more like they, the shelter kids, they wouldn't let you know stuff. They wouldn't talk about like sex stuff. They wouldn't tell you, let you know about life.
Mm-hmm.
They were always sheltering you. Nowadays, parents were like me. They didn't have me like that. I had to learn stuff. I mean, from like school or, somebody else saying it to me.
Mm-hmm.
But now, as I came up here and I have my own kids, it's like I make sure that I teach them stuff. I was teaching them what my parents, they were good people. I'm not saying no, but like to tell somebody like, okay, you know what? I hope I can say this. As you going through
Yeah, you
like
can
a
say it.
young
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
your monthly flow or whatever, you had to learn from school or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. Or maybe as the birds and the bees,
Mm-hmm.
they're not gonna say these things. They always try to shelter you. I tell Colton know me. I would say things to him and his brothers and make sure that I let them know because I want to have that kind of close relationship. In the days of my time, you can go to your parents and like, you know what, dad, mom, so, what you had maybe had a crush on somebody or whatever. No, you can't do that. Or have somebody that interested in. No, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's completely different then. Now, folks could come to me or my other sons could come to me and they could tell me stuff and I listened to them. It was more like, it's a shelter thing. Sometimes you gotta let go. As I have an uncle used to always say, sometimes you have to let go the string a little bit
Mm-hmm.
to see what happens. Because
Yeah.
if you don't let that string go and you keep holding on to it, eventually when it pulls away from you, when it breaks, it's problems.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it was a great life, but I wish that I'm teaching coaching them now in life. I wish that I was taught that. Which I'm a
Mm-hmm.
good person. Don't get it twisted. I might not be perfect,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm a good person.
Mm-hmm.
I had to a lot of things I had to learn on my own.
Gotcha.
So, seeing your upbringing, like with your upbringing and like having a big family and everybody being so close together, how do you think that transitioned to when you, I guess, came up to America and you got pregnant and stuff like that? You don't,
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm saying just explain like that process of like getting pregnant and moving to America and then, you know,
Okay. When it started from when I was into bodybuilding.
yeah, you can start from
Okay.
there.
I started bodybuilding, at a young age and stuff like that because I always
Mm.
loved, to see fitness. I was always into fitness.
Right.
And I started bodybuilding. I was Miss TNT, lightweight, overall. I went to Caribbean, thing. I would won that. I went. Lee Haney was Mr. Olympia at that time,
Mm.
and he was. I came up here to do at that. Okay, from home it was beautiful. The bodybuilding time, the everything time. I came up here. I had I got pregnant with Colton, and things it was great. But as I say, everything changed because at home, the only time I'll tell you guys is the truth. The only time at home you hear a gunshot is on television.
Mm.
You hear somebody do something. It's like cowboy and Indians. You know when you watch the movies, all these Western
Right.
cowboy Indian. It's not like the first time I came up here. When I came up here and I heard a gunshot, I was like, "What is that?"
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt and them like, "That's a gunshot." I'm like, "What?" I was so scared because I've never heard it in person. You only hear those things on television.
Mm-hmm.
So as I came up here and I live in certain areas that was rough,
Right.
and I had to get adjusted to it fast, quick, and I did. And I live in Bed-Stuy, and had these boys. I'm like, you know what? I got to get them out from this environment. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that they have. I'm not saying that you could be in the best area and still have bad stuff that goes on. You know what I'm saying? Not that you have to be in the hood and all this stuff. You
Mm-hmm.
could be wherever things happen. But sometimes you might want to do much better for your kids.
Right.
And this is what I wanted for them.
So having like three, what's like one of your like stories that you always remember from like probably just each pregnancy? From, like you start from me and then you go to Jamal,
What
you
each
go to
pregnancy,
Jace.
what way? What
Like
way?
just a story that you always remember. Like I don't know, like maybe it was like something that was like a sign maybe to you, or maybe like it was a crazy story like while you were pregnant. It was like maybe like picking our names or something like that.
Yeah, when my aunt always, his aunt always picked names. I never had the opportunity. She was always in the front line to pick all the names. What I'm saying is like with Colton, you know, it was fun because that was my first child, and they always said your first child you always have the big strollers, the
Mm-hmm.
bag, this, the that, all everything. But as soon as you get the second one, you're a professional.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have that time for all these bags and all this stuff. I used to tote around the biggest stroller, the biggest everything. And when I had Colton, I mean, joy of my life. I mean, everything. I mean, he great kid, disciplined, everything. I thank God every day for the blessing that I have in my kids, all my sons, and I have all boys. And I'm so blessed that I never had any problems with them, like, jail, all this stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that. And I pray every day. I'm a very prayerful person too, and I'm so blessed, and I thank God every day to bless. And even with his friends, and Colton have a lot of friends that used to come by here and everything is mom. I embrace them and everything. And I know the kind of people that Colton keep around me, they're good people.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with that. They always, I never had no disrespect from any. I could never ever say, okay, Colton, I don't like this guy. I don't like this girl. I don't, never, up to today.
Mm.
And that's the truth.
Nice. I got a question. What made you leave Trinidad to come here? Like, what was it?
Oh,
Like the
yes,
driving
I
force?
left that because I had an opportunity to come to bodybuilding up here.
Oh wow.
That's
Okay.
what I was doing, yeah, because I had turned professional.
Wow.
There's
Okay.
a
That's
certain
crazy.
level when you home. Is a certain level you win. You cannot go. You have to go forward.
Mm-hmm.
So Lee Haney was Mr. Olympia that time,
Mm-hmm.
and he came down to Trinidad. We had a show, a Caribbean show,
Mm-hmm.
and when I won, he gave me an opportunity to come here. So I came here and I competed in other competition and won and everything like that. You
Wow.
know, yeah, that's
Okay.
what.
That's super dope. That's super dope. I would have never guessed that, like at all. Like
Never
meeting you, I would have
like
never guessed that. That
no,
you was in the bodybuilding.
that's
Um,
fine.
so what did so now what are you doing now, and like how was that transition into, I guess, finding your next step in like employment and things like that, finding your
Oh
way?
well, nursing. I do
Nursing.
nursing.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but I had to stop the bodybuilding when I got pregnant with Colton.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
So, but I still try to keep my fitness, do what I have to do and everything like that, but not in a competitive way. I was still thinking of doing it, no matter what, trying to see it. But I have all boys, so they're more protective. Mommy, no, baby's cute. No, you can't go up on the stage. When you're on your own, as
Yeah.
a single person, and when you have kids, especially boys, they're
Mhm.
very protective.
It was different. It was like, if you lose, we whooping ass. We whooping ass if you lose this competition.
Oh, we got a question for you in the chat. They said, when was the last time you went back home?
I the last time I went back home, it's for my mom's funeral.
Oh wow, okay. Sorry
Yeah,
to hear
it
that.
was
My
for my mom's
condolences.
funeral, and that was the last time. And it was not. I wish it was not that time because I wish it was more of a joyful time that I
Hmm.
could go and enjoy maybe carnival because we love carnival
Right.
and stuff like that. But it was that time, and since then I lost like the feeling because every time as I said before, you lose a parent, somebody you're close to, it's like you feel like, okay, why am I going back home? Even
Hmm.
though I have siblings over there, whatever like that, it's like not the same when you around your
Right.
parents. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because everybody else, like your brothers, sisters, they have their life to live.
Hmm.
But when you go home and you see your mom and your dad, they show you all the attention
Right.
than a sibling.
Right.
You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And I didn't have that anymore.
Mm. Mm. Gotcha. I cope. That was my questions.
I got a question.
Mhm.
So that, one thing that you said that I loved actually was that when you got here, you had never heard, some of the gunshots and things that
Yeah.
happen in America, right? And I think that there's often a misconception because of how black countries are portrayed in like, American media and other media and things like that. So could you tell me, or everybody rather, some things that you just miss about Trinidad and just in general, what was better about there than America?
Okay. In Trinidad, I'm talking about the closeness.
Mm.
We will live in our area, like where I used to live, and
Mhm.
everybody will get along. Everybody know one another. Even the 2, 3 blocks from here. Let's say you on whatever block, 59, 50, whatever. Over here, it's completely different. You could be living next to someone and they wouldn't talk to you. They wouldn't interact with you. And that what kind of when I first came here, I never forgot that. I came and I was be living in the house and I said good morning to someone. And this woman looked at me like if I was like I was glass.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I tried it again and she did the same thing. And then I'm like, you know what? It's unbelievable that you can live on a block
Mhm.
with people like yourself and anybody will hardly say anything to you. That was the scary part because I know I live in an area and I live in a country that everybody was close.
Mhm.
Like they don't have listen, you know what they used to do? You could do something wrong and the neighbor 3, 4 blocks down will drag you home.
My dad says the
No,
same thing.
they would drag you home to your parents and say, listen, I saw him so and so and so. And they could whack you too.
Ooh.
Yeah, and your parents they have that's how close
That's
we
community.
were.
Yeah.
Yes. You can't do that now. You can't put your hands on no kids. I'm not
Right.
saying you have to do that now. Don't get it twisted. It's
Mhm.
not like you have to be thing, but discipline is a good thing to
Yeah, it
me.
is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Discipline is a good thing to me.
Um,
I'm not saying that you gotta tongue them up and do all this kind of abusive
you
stuff.
might got to one time. You never know. But I do have one more question based off something you said that really struck me. You were saying like when you came here, you had never heard gunshots before and things of that nature, and now you have Colton. You know what I mean? He's a black man in America now, and as you see, you've made a really great guy to where you don't have to judge his decisions and all of that. So even in this environment that you brought him up in, how were you able to prepare him, like to be the man he is today, even coming
Okay.
from where you came from?
He had a lot of good support.
Gotcha.
His uncles, his
Mm.
aunts, his everybody. I mean, cousins. He had that upbringing of back home.
Mhm.
I bought it here, and we had it here for him.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
even my other kids, they know what up. If they
Mhm.
do something wrong, they will get spanked.
Mhm.
If they do something wrong, I will talk to them. They it's just not just me.
Mhm.
They had numerous fathers, numerous mothers. That's how they call them.
Right.
Not just me. They call it their aunts, my mom, dad, their uncles.
Mhm.
It was the upbringing that I had from home and I bought it over here. Some people, from they leave what at home and then they let these kids, a lot of some kids, okay, they Americanized, they call it like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in that.
Right.
I believe in I'm a parent first before I'm your friend.
Oh yeah, sounds like my dad.
I'm a parent
Oh
first
yeah,
before I'm a
that's
friend.
a fact.
And some people have their, I'm your friend before I'm your parent. No, I'm a parent first before I'm your friend. Know your place, and then we get along well.
Hmm.
That's it. Period.
That's real. Cole, it's on you. Take it away, bro. Sorry for interrupting the interview, but
Nah, nah,
we
you
had
didn't
questions.
interrupt anything. Let me think. I can't even really think. I just kind of want you to like give me your opinions on some people because you're mad funny to me. How you feel about Trump? How you feel
Oh
about De
Lord.
Blasio?
Oh
How you
Lord.
feel about who else you don't like?
Let's start with Trump. Let's start with
Okay.
Trump.
Let's start with
All
Trump. How
right.
you feel about Trump?
Um.
And how you feel about Biden after that? Let's talk
Okay.
about Trump.
Okay. Oh Lord, that's a. Ooh, this will take the whole hour. Oh God, he's a disaster.
What do you call Trump?
I call him fossil.
Fossil.
A fossil is something that's extinct. Those dinosaur time. That's what he looked like to me. So I call him a fossil. So I mean, listen. I don't want to bash anybody, but listen, I don't like certain things. I mean, that he does and stuff like that, and I'm not gonna support certain things that he does.
Yeah.
Period. I'm not gonna let nobody change my mind and say, "Oh, why are you not gonna hear?" No, I heard a lot of stuff he said, and it don't make no sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't want to talk. Listen, this will take up the whole hour if I start talking about this man. I don't want. Let's not go there.
What about De Blasio?
Oh, the blasted hole.
The blast hole.
The bastard. Oh.
I can't. Listen, you guys are terrible. Listen. I, oh Lord.
Go ahead, go ahead, go
I
ahead.
know. He's cool. I mean, he's cool. I just call him that because I always have a name for somebody. A lot of the politicians I have names for. And some of them I wouldn't call. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's just fun. It's
Yeah.
just fun.
How you feel about Biden?
Biden, oof, Biden, oof. What state he's from?
I don't know.
I guess he don't know either.
You don't know either. Mom, shut up. You said it.
I'm sorry.
Too
Too soon?
No. We
Tony
said
Danza?
no. We said worse. Don't worry.
Yo, shit. Oh my God. I'm trying
Oh man, that is hilarious. We are clipping that part. Oh man,
That's right.
yo,
But,
literally tears in my eyes. The blaster hole.
but what's the last show you watched during the quarantine?
Oh,
Ooh.
The name of it?
oh.
You can explain
A
what it's
horror.
about. What is it about?
It's a horror that those people from the where they from? Pennsylvania. Those people from
The Amish?
the Amish thing. Oh, it was
It's an Amish
it
horror?
was an Amish horror. I've never seen an Amish horror in my life. These people were barefooted. They all. No. I'm not saying nothing wrong. Don't get twisted. No. You guys are.
No, we talk. No, explain the movie. Explain
What
the
I'm
movie.
saying is that I love their lifestyle in the path of the how they're disciplined. Very
Mhm.
disciplined
Mhm.
people. They live that life of like, they'll live off the land. They will do things in wait like
Yo,
that I wouldn't do.
I want you to watch Platform with your mom and record it.
Oh, we definitely do have to watch Platform together.
Okay.
Yeah,
We gotta watch
I
it
love a
together.
horror.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it later, and we'll
Yeah.
record us watching it.
that would be comedy gold right there.
Somebody asked.
I think I just created a new segment.
That's a fact. I'm about to just
Also
start.
watching movies with his mom. I got like 3 movies in mind.
No, you the producer, man. Don't worry. You the executive producer, the director. They asked vaccines or home remedies.
Home remedies. Vaccine on certain situations, But home remedies is what I like because when Colton used to get like fever and stuff, I didn't know home what they did. They used to like rub Bengay and Vicks and all this stuff all over you, wrap you up with a blanket and make you
honey,
sweat.
fucking honey and
But over
fucking
here, when I came over
lime,
here,
like a spoonful of
when I
that
came,
shit.
yeah, when I
Like,
came,
what the
yeah, the
fuck?
lime and Epsom salts. You ever heard of Epsom salts?
Epsom.
Yeah, yeah.
My dad, let me give you a story. My dad used to give us that every Saturday,
No.
Epsom salts. And we, like, it was 10 of us. So now we got to share one toilet bowl, four people sitting on one toilet bowl. We were small, have to use the toilet because Epsom salt make you go now.
Yeah.
It's a purge, it's a laxative stuff.
Mm.
And it was like home remedy for me, mean a lot.
Okay, here's another story. Tell a story about Henry, about him, alligator tooth.
Oh, my dad was like, those kind of. He was, those guys. I wouldn't say gang, but he was like those guys in them that used to have the areas, and they used to have a group of guys.
He was basically Batman.
Yeah, yeah. And he had a group, and they had a guy named Alligator Tooth. They used to call him Alligator Tooth because his teeth was like an alligator, and they had some kind of stuff going on. I don't know, some confusion, and they came to get them for the other group. And when they were sizing up the other groups and stuff, the guy who was supposed to be the head of his name was Alligator Tooth. They were looking for him. This guy was inside of the chicken coop hiding. The chicken coop hiding in between all the chickens, and that's how they got him and they pulled him out. I thought you're supposed to be a bad boy. My dad, it's unbelievable. We had a lot of. I can remember when we used to have a bike and riding on the bike, and it had no brakes, and we used to have to stop it with our feet. At that time, our feet were rock hard. We were running on stones and rocks and all this stuff like that. I can't do that now. When I came up here, I can't even. Right now, I can't even. This floor is parquet. I can't even walk on the floor like this anymore if I don't have a slipper on. That's how bad. I think I got spoiled when I came up here.
You had to like climb mountains to get to school, bro. Like what?
I had to get adjusted to this situation.
Build some
when I was
roads.
home. Yeah, no, because I can't. It's always some roads.
Build some roads. Get some sidewalks,
Oh
man.
no, it doesn't have that. They have all that. They
Nah, I
have
know.
all
I'm
that.
talking.
But I'm just saying that it's beautiful when everybody can live comfortable and net. I don't know if you guys have siblings and stuff and
Oh,
you know
yeah.
how it feels,
Yeah.
to have that closeness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. When you could call somebody if you in a situation or you could call, hey bro or sis or whatever, so you need to talk to somebody. A lot of times, sometimes you just need to talk to someone. You might be
Right.
told to, you just need to talk. And it's nice to have even a friend. It doesn't really have to be a sibling. Maybe somebody that you just close to.
Man, your friends become your family at some point.
Exactly.
Like, my family is here. This is my whole entire family.
Right.
You got extra kids now. I'm
Yeah,
letting you know.
definitely.
Yeah,
I love
sorry.
kids. The more the merrier. I love kids.
Yep. Yeah, every time we come over there, you treat us like we wanted a family. So it's always been love. Every single time I've come over there.
All the time.
Every single time.
And I know Colson don't roll with nothing else but the best. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. I like to say so. I agree because it's me.
That's not 100. That's not 100% true, Mom. Because
Oh,
I am in fact the worst.
oh, you know.
That's not all the best. So he's still pretty good. He's still pretty good.
Oh man. Yeah, Cole. It's up to you, man. You got more questions for Mom too, so you can keep her.
You have any questions for us?
Yeah.
Anything you know from the youth then?
Okay. I just wanted to know, how are you guys adjusting to this quarantine?
Ooh. Palm, you start.
Well, I'm like, Colton, and Trey are used to being inside and alone.
Mm-hmm.
So this is actually quite regular, but it's kind of prolonged. It's been getting like now it's starting to get a little like cabin fevery
Hmm.
because I'm used to being out of my house, going to work, coming where I'm used to seeing these guys every week,
Yeah.
2 weeks to do this, and having not done all of that in so long, it's becoming pretty like it's actually becoming too normal. So it's
Annoying.
that too, because like the more normal it becomes, the more likely like I'll be fine with it staying like this.
Yeah.
So I don't want that to happen.
Right.
But like outside of that, I mean, I'm surviving,
Yeah.
making the best of it, trying to make the best of it at least as much as possible.
Fire.
Um,
Fred.
uh,
Right?
Fred or Trey?
Yeah, Fred.
Um, it's been hard, I think my family's been really affected by it a lot, and not even just in terms. My uncle just passed away, but not even just in terms of that. My
Right.
family, a lot of them live in
Sorry.
poverty, and it's hard to see the impact of it on them and
Mm-hmm.
the entire black community. Really, I think that we don't put enough emphasis on how this is impacting us, not just mentally, but economically,
Yes.
so on and so forth. So I don't know. I feel for us so much, and every single day I wake up, I'm looking on the internet and stuff like that, and seeing black people struggling. I
Yeah.
mean, so it's been hard.
Yeah.
Mm.
For me, like Palm said, like I'm kind of used to being home. I worked from home for about 2 years, almost 3.5 years in a row. So this is kind of it became normal then. So this is kind of normal for me now. Like I've just started leaving the house to go to work again, probably
Mm.
2 years ago. Like and I didn't even go to work all the time then. You know what I mean? So it's always been for me working from home is something I guess over time I've been prepared for. Um, I guess, and also, mentally, I don't allow myself to go to spaces to where I get upset about things I can't necessarily control. You know what I mean? If I sat and I really, what I do is I look for solutions. So like, I think of ways like what Fred's saying, like yo, like my people are struggling. What can I do to help? You know what I mean? Like what can I do now to be of assistance? So like today, for example, it's like all right, I can't do much in terms of organizing how I want to organize because organizing I would need everybody to come together. So it's like all right.
Mm.
People are
Exactly.
people are putting together different town hall meetings and things like that. So I joined just today. I just started paying attention more to the youth movements and things like that, paying attention to what's happening on that end. So just keeping myself busy and productive and still doing the same things that I've always done, but just finding ways to do it remotely and get it that way and just say,
Mm.
okay, I usually do it in this form and in this arena, but now this is what I have to deal with, so I'm going to deal with it pretty much.
Right.
So I just don't think myself into that hole pretty much.
Mm. Do you think we will go back to normal anytime? Do you guys think that?
I
Three.
think the normal will. I think we'll honestly. I think we will go back to a semblance of normal. No, I wouldn't say soon, but a semblance of normal. I think people are looking forward to going back to what they do and their vices and things of that nature. In order for things to change how we're expecting it to change, then people have to change. And if you
Right.
look, the masses are really still, adamant about going about their business. So I
Going
think once it
outside and
happens,
doing it.
everybody's going to go about their business. So I think it'll change for people like us who actually see what's going on and actually
Yeah.
are actually aware. It might change in that aspect to where we that are aware, like although we've been aware this whole time, now we have to be a little more active because we see what
Active.
happens. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I think in that aspect it'll change because we see that we can't sit back anymore because when we sit back, we wait for the government to do what we do and look where they got us. You know what I'm saying? People are
Right.
struggling and doing bad. So at this point, if you don't see how we're needed at this point, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? You're wasting your own time.
Yeah, that's a fact. I
Yeah.
think that right now the only thing that I'm doing to maintain is like again, like I can't just hark on shit that I can't really change. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
some days do get super hard and like my emotions do hit me like a lot, but I also know that I could use a lot of this time to do something to either make myself happy. I could take a nap, fucking rest. I could like listen to music if that's gonna make me feel better.
Right, right,
I
right,
just
right.
actually trying to do things that'll make me like you see me like you see me change my room configuration around. You see me like get streaming and shit. You see me like record videos and play more video games. It's like I just found different things to do and like that helped me go through stuff like how I see like you be playing games. And I was gonna ask you the same question you asked us. How are you maintaining through?
I maintain. I have. I was never a person that used to be out all the time, just like work or whatever like that. You come home, take care of my family and stuff like that. So it really, but the only scary part is that right now is very scary for me. Even to go to the grocery store and stuff like that. I do
Right.
wear my mask, I wear my glove, I wear everything like that. But all I'm saying is that I'm thinking about this, but I'm thinking about what's next.
Right.
And last year, after like December, I decorated my house Christmas time. 2020, I was like, okay, I'm ready for 2020. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. Nobody expected this.
Yeah, nobody. This came out of nowhere.
So this is something that we don't know what's next. I hope there's nothing next. We're not even over this yet.
No.
Yeah.
No, we ain't even in the middle of it yet. That's the crazy part.
And that's the scariest part.
I was about to say, because what's next is the second wave.
Yeah.
But
that's not even
that's the scary part. And people out there like, okay,
Still.
this wave. No, we doing what we. I see people like protesting and acting up and making a scene and all this stuff, and people dying, people losing family and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, whatever. I mean, you can do you. I'm not gonna be a part of it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna sit right over here and y'all have a blast.
Crib with it. We can find more ways to party in the house.
Yeah. I got a question for you. Are you digging the time? Like I know with Colton and all the, even seeing like Colton's little brother. These guys are getting bigger now, and I know they're probably out the house a lot more. Are you enjoying the time with everybody just being around each other?
It's when they now that
Yeah.
oh yes I am especially my husband too. He never used to be home. It was only on a Sunday, and then now I have time. I'm really getting to know these kids better.
Right.
I knew them then, but I know them better now.
Right.
Knowing that and you know what? In a way, this is not good. The situation is not good. Like people being at home with their family when they were not there before, that they know much more about their family now.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like one of the main positives of this whole thing.
And this,
like
the pandemic.
Getting more time to spend with their family and their loved ones. I'm pretty sure a lot of relationships are ending right now.
But that's a good thing because these people was with each other and didn't even know they hated each other until they got that opportunity. So it's like a lot of low key good stuff happening.
Yeah. But that's the thing, like, even in messed up situations, like, you kind of have to make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's what I meant by, like, not thinking myself into that hole. Because I don't know about y'all. Like, I used to deal with depression, anxiety, and stuff like that. And that's because I used to let myself spiral. And what I mean is spiral is, like, let's say I took one of the examples, like, Fred. Like, that Fred said, like, oh, my people are doing bad. I can't do nothing. Now I say, oh, I'm useless. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I start to tell myself, like, oh, I'm useless. I can't do this, and I can't do nothing. You know what I mean? That's what I used to tell myself. But now, you know what I mean? I catch myself, like, all right, this is where I am. This is what is. How do we make this better? So, like, if it's something, if I feel myself starting to spiral, I know what things I need to do to take my mind off it. Whether it be, I'm gonna play this video game now, or I just need to think it out. You know, if I just need to sit and think it out, or I need to play some music just to get me going, to get my mind off of it. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that I really learned, like being home and working from home, because I used to get that cabin fever too. So it's like, and that's when I was really going through my depression, because I was home too, and I think that played a lot into it. So it's like now what I've learned, like just having to sit here. You know what I mean? Just not by choice. It's kind of, you can't allow yourself to spiral, you know what I mean, and dig yourself into that whole emotional hole that you can't really get out of if you don't have the tools. So that was something important that I just wanted to share.
Yeah, but too, it's a lot of people. There's a lot of domestic violence and stuff.
Oh yeah.
In the rise and all these stuff
right
now because people are home more. They make, and then two people lost their job. frustration. My wife might be saying, "Oh my God, we have no money. There's no food to eat. Kids are getting on their nerves. All
Right.
this stuff like that. It's a lot going on."
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I understand because when you out and about doing what you got to do,
Yeah.
less in that behalf. But if you lock down, which I'm not saying, I'm just saying, if you
Mhm.
close up in an area with people, eventually you're gonna have problems.
Mhm.
Some problems with them. You know what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna find something.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna find something. That's what I'm trying to say. Is even with them in relationships,
Yeah.
if you stuck 24/7 with your girlfriend
Mhm.
in a room, you could tell me, okay, you guys, if you have to stay 24 a week with your girlfriend in a room, just a room,
Mhm.
would
Yeah.
mean, I live with my fiance, and it's it,
See?
okay?
Yeah, good. All right, man. I feel you. I feel you. That was the answer. That was the answer. But we got a question for you in the chat. It said, "What have you learned about yourself and your family during this time?"
I learned that I miss this because every time Colton and my sons go to school, my husband at work, I know I go to work, we come home, it's like this time to just get things together, go back, go to sleep, leave the next day. It's like that's what we were doing. So
Mhm.
now I feel going through all this right now,
Mhm.
it feels really, really, really good. And I lost my sister too.
Yeah.
And if my kids and my husband wasn't here for me, I don't know what I would have done.
Right.
It would have been really devastating, more devastating than what it is. They got me through this. I
Mhm.
mean, I'm not totally over it, but they carry me over it a little.
Yeah.
Just being here. And I really appreciate, all the people say, "Oh, I'm sorry, this and whatever like that." And you know what it is with some people? I understand. Sometimes you have to be in a situation to know how it feels.
Mhm.
I'm not saying nobody shouldn't say, "Oh, I'm sorry" or whatever like that. But it really hurts when you in the situation and know how
Yeah.
it feels.
Yeah.
And you don't want to lose anybody. I know people die and everything like that, but you didn't want to know that, oh my gosh, they have to die this way.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it's very heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And now kids are getting it, little kids.
Mhm.
You think that's going around? The little kids, they have 157 cases right now. Three, and they're getting stroke, and they're getting this, and they're getting 5, 7-year-old, 18-year-old dying.
Yeah.
And people still talking about, when are you opening up the school? Are you crazy?
Yeah.
How are they
Insane.
gonna? Usually a classroom have 20, 25, 30 kids.
Mhm.
How are you social distancing? How are you putting a mask on a 6 or
Kids don't
five year
even
old?
listen.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I teach. They know what. Listen. There's but so much
They're not
classroom
listening
management
to
you can
none of
do.
this.
There's but
Not
so much
listening to
classroom
none of
management you
that.
could do.
Kids go on the buses. How are you taking those buses and having a bunch of kids? How are you
Yeah.
social distancing it?
Unless you
How
putting
you gonna?
everybody in hazmat suits, I don't see how.
I don't see it. I don't see it.
No,
There's no other
it's
way.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And these people talking about camp. Why you want to send your kids out to camp in this time
Oh man.
when how you social distancing kids who want to play tug of war
Yeah.
and swim in a pool and it's really
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
you
No.
need to have your kids out of the house that bad,
Mhm.
especially at this time.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
That's a lot.
It is. It's a lot to even risk that. Like it's just the risk is too. I think we say it every week. The risk is too high. You know what I
Too
mean?
high.
It's way too high. Like the literal risk is death. So it's like
Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know if that's worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's you dying or you killing other people.
yeah.
That's literally the
I
risk.
mean, it's worth it to them
Yeah.
because we see every day more people, more states. They telling you this is gonna open up this day and that
Mhm.
day, and it's a bunch of shit where people got to touch each other. They got to
Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah.
They got to breathe the same air in the same place. They got to talk to each other, like, and it's all for commerce.
Yeah. Commerce.
All of it.
All for it's all for finances, and it's just like if you don't have a people
Mhm.
to spend money, what then what you gonna have?
Right. right?
Exactly.
And when you,
But it's like, no matter how not serious y'all think this is, the fucking virus keeps showing y'all I'm a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know the name that I have for that virus?
What's that?
Corona. That's a bitch right there.
Correct.
That's a bitch right there.
listen,
Excuse my
listen.
language.
No need.
Like this here.
It's just so
That,
weird that America
that's
wants like the people to be disciplined, and America itself can't be disciplined in the way that it
At
needs
all.
to make
Nah,
money.
At
see,
all.
You know
I
what I'm saying?
disagree. America is disciplined. Is disciplining fucking capitalism. That's the
You
problem.
right.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's
You're
it.
right.
No,
You know what? You're
that's
right
that's
when
a
you put
fact.
it that way.
That's a fact.
You're right
That's
when
a
you put
fact.
it that
Because
way.
I was just what I was just thinking about. I was just talking to somebody about like the infrastructure of the country, and if I don't know if y'all know, but like countries infrastructures, there's like a ranking system for them,
Hmm.
and we're ranked amongst some of the poorest countries in the world
Makes sense.
just for infrastructure, like bridges, roads, tunnels, shit like that.
Hmm.
We have the worst because we invest no money into it at all.
Hmm.
But we invest $900 billion a year in
Offense.
defense.
Offense. We gotta call it what it is.
Offense.
Offense,
It's
Offense.
offense,
offense.
not
Offense.
We
defense.
gotta call.
We
Not
We
invest
defense.
gotta
Put
stop
offense
saying
now.
just because they name it
Military
something.
offense.
It's a military offense.
That's
Because
the
we.
military offense now.
It is, bro. It is. It is. At the end of the day, it is because you're not really playing defense because nobody's trying to fight you.
Hmm. And they wouldn't be
Like,
if you weren't there. So it's offense, regardless the case may be. Whatever issues you have, it's because you're over there, and you shouldn't be over there in
and
the
it's a
first place.
weird situation because I know most times we're in places that we're like is it. I mean, if you just looking from the outside looking in, you're like, what the fuck are we doing over
You know
here?
what it's like? It's like somebody stealing your wallet and helping you look for it. That's what America does
Yeah,
basically. That's their
Nah,
foreign policy. Like,
nah, they,
oh, y'all over here messed up, huh? Mind you, they the ones that gave whatever rebel group the ammunition and guns to do
and
whatever they
guns
was.
and train them
And
and teach them
train.
how to
You get
shoot.
what I'm saying?
Like,
So they literally like, oh, you lost your wallet. All right, let me come help. Like, no, this is the
and it's
military
like,
offense.
and the whole time that they out there helping you find your wallet, they stealing
They
from y'all.
stealing.
They just stealing.
but didn't I know I think I read like yesterday or the day before that like another province in China is about to go on lockdown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Another
yeah.
one.
China is on
because
that
they're
because they
having a
said
second wave.
over 100 million or some shit.
They're having their
No, it's
second
over 100 million people in the province, but it's like they had like 174 new cases out of nowhere.
Wow.
You know, it's funny. In Georgia, so this is the funny thing about the whole thing because it's funny, stupid. So the states that are opening up, like Georgia, for instance, my fiance just told me a little while ago, Georgia had almost as many new cases as New York today, right? Like, do you understand what that means? Like, we have the most cases in the world in this city, right? And like,
Mm-hmm.
for you to be able to match us because you reopened, all you're doing is literally restarting everything that we had just a few weeks ago. You're going backwards.
Hmm.
That's right.
But they're gonna keep going backwards for capitalism. That's really it.
Yep.
But it's not just them though, because like we gonna keep as a people, like we're gonna
Capitalism.
keep going backwards.
We gonna keep
Because
wanting to spend
as
that.
Georgia started talking about opening up, I seen a bunch of you dickheads talk about going to Georgia. Like I hope, like I mean, man, fuck it, I don't give a fuck. I'm the villain. I hope y'all niggas die because
Hey,
there's no purpose. Like you are the universe is gonna choose you
Right.
because there's no reason to be outside.
Hmm.
There's none. Let this shit do what it do. Let's we gotta sit inside for the whole year for this shit to die. Then we gotta sit aside 2020 is a dub. That's it.
Yeah.
it's,
It's,
I
it's
got
one of the. Go ahead, Cole.
one more question for you. Because I know Jace goes to school like online. What do you think teachers can do to hold down their students in times like this? Like, I know you're not a teacher, but like as a parent, what do you think like would engage your child, help your child in these? Because there's a lot of students that either they got it or like this is mad hard for them to do right now.
this is something new for a lot of kids, like the online stuff,
Hmm.
the tele thing, like education stuff is new for a lot of kids, and it's some of them might be struggling with it. Jace, my son, he right now. I guess they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
They gotta just go
Yeah,
with
there's
the
no
flow.
choice.
Yeah, they
There's no
have no
choice right
choice
now.
right now. It's
Hmm.
like I don't see a problem with it because I'm looking for safety. I'm not gonna send my kids back in a classroom with 20, 30 kids. If you can't have my kid or other kids safe, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to be able to social distance 30 kids in a classroom. How many classrooms do you have? That's why they usually have 30, 20 kids in a classroom,
Hmm.
because they don't have that kind of you know amount that it could have these kids in different classes. They
Right.
can't. So
Right.
right now, what I could for the teachers, just do the best they can. I support them. They have, they're
There's
trying
some
to.
teachers in here,
Yeah.
but you talking to them
Oh
too.
yeah, they
Well, I gotta.
I support them 24/7, and they're gonna make the kids. The kids are the future.
Yeah, definitely. How do you feel
I
about them?
gotta.
They were saying they're
Ooh,
gonna cut summer funding for the youth. How do you feel about that?
Yes, excuse me.
They said they were gonna cut summer funding for the youth.
Oh no, they can't. Oh no,
So
summer.
like even like with the camps, most
Oh
programs are
no.
trying to go like digital and things of that nature. So they're even trying to cut
Like
the funding for that.
I said before, you
Wait, so
can't.
they want
How this is like
because like if it's supposed to go digital, how you gonna cut their funding? Like
Mind you,
how?
this bill cuts not just like summer funding, but summer youth educate, the summer youth program, everything like
oh
everything summer related and youth
yeah
related. They're
yeah.
cutting like
Oh wow.
So art, but like, see, the things about shit like this is like it don't make sense because
see,
right now
like,
niggas are working from home and shit. So
yeah.
if
Yeah.
they do summer youth where the teens get jobs, they
Mm.
give them jobs where they can work from fucking home. You know
Right,
what I'm saying? So
right.
cut funding based off of we know we have to switch shit to virtual shit now. Like
Mhm.
it's not gonna be 100% free.
Mhm.
but I think that's like a level thing that's like above the people who run New York's shit,
Mhm.
because we don't have no money,
No, it's the
and
governor. It's the governor.
for this. Nah, but I'm saying we don't have no. The state is running out of money,
Oh no, no,
so
no. What they
we
saying?
need.
The mayor and the governor are the ones that they're petitioning to. You get what I'm saying? So
Hmm.
even with the state losing money or whatever the case may be,
No, no, no.
they
I'm not saying the state's losing money. I'm
oh,
saying they're cutting shit because we're running out. We don't. We're running out of
exactly,
money because the government,
exactly.
the United States government,
Mm-hmm.
is not funding the states
Right.
that need the most funding.
Oh
So
yeah.
the state government ends up looking bad, cutting shit that people deem like needed still. That
Mm-hmm.
I've heard Como talk about it. Like, I don't think he really wants to cut these things, but they barely have money
Barely, yeah.
to
Yeah.
cover unemployment.
See,
Yeah.
and
So
but
I
the
think
thing
it's like
is,
a
the
devil's
argument
advocate
there
move.
is they're adding more funding for the police.
Yeah.
Which is, it doesn't make sense.
You get what I'm saying? So it's
It
so you
doesn't
got to
make
look
sense,
at
but
where they're adding money. If we're social distancing and everything going virtual, why are we increasing the police budget with the money that we do have? You get what I'm saying? So although that's why I say I get exactly what you're saying. But although we're here at this point, they are putting money in places and taking money from places that's needed. You get what I'm saying? They're putting money in places that's not needed and taking from places that are needed. So if you're going to boost the NYPD's budget and slash the youth budget, what did you just do? In reality, you get what I'm saying? What did you just do? You took money from the kids and
exactly.
put it in the police pocket, when in fact we don't need as many of them right now. So why are you doing that? You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
the logic behind
Exactly.
it, even with those facts presented, it doesn't make sense to do that if you're going to increase the budget in places that's not needed. So if the logic was placed everywhere and they were actually putting the money in budget and allocating in places that is needed, I would agree. You know what I mean? But I can't agree just off simply where they're putting that money to, and they're
Yeah,
cutting
putting
it
it up
from.
there bullshit.
You know what I mean? It's always like that with these people. Like they rather take from the kids. Every time something happens where there's money that goes missing, what do they cut first? Nonprofit and education. Why is that the
Yep.
first two that you slash? You get what I'm saying?
That's
So it's a
the
bigger
point.
problem here.
That's the
I
point.
I agree. I agree 100% with what you're saying, but I want to put some onus on the parents right now because of what I do every day.
Mhm.
So for work, for what I do from home, I contact parents. I contact the homes of kids who aren't logging on and interacting with whatever class they're in
Right.
that I'm assigned to.
Right.
I call parents every day. Every day. For the last 3 weeks, I've been calling parents every day.
Right.
You know how many parents told me, "Oh, I don't care.
Mhm.
I don't care."
That's
Because
also,
well, a lot of, especially in the hood, a lot of these parents know that all of these kids are gonna move on to the next grade because they don't want to penalize the kids for something that's out of everybody's control. So them just going to school right now is really about like attendance and funding for
Mhm.
the school.
yeah.
And most like parents know this. So I'm calling parents. There's mad parents I've called for 3 weeks straight. No response, no answer.
Mm.
I got a parent the other day. She was like, "Well, I've been ignoring y'all because I don't care."
Yeah, facts.
She was like, she dead said that. She was like, "I don't care about school. I don't care. They going to the next grade?" I said, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, well, I don't care. I'll see if I can get her on later this week."
Can I ask a question?
So like,
What do you think gonna happen to the kids that did not graduate this year? Like for those who's supposed to go out to college and stuff like
Mhm.
that. What do you think they're gonna do about that? What do you think gonna happen to these
Yeah.
kids?
So
oh no, they graduating. They graduating.
graduating, but a lot of I know this isn't the same thing as going to college, but my little brother, they up in Westchester, they actually talking about making kids go to summer school. I don't think that nothing be open in the summer, but they right now, instead of saying the kids could just keep on moving, they might force them to go to summer school.
Well, right now I know in NYC, summer school is gonna be the same, remote.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, for all grades.
All
It's gonna be
grades.
remote.
All
So
grades.
what they'll be doing, they'll probably. I mean, they could possibly make them do this again.
Yeah.
Or do this during the summer.
It's crazy.
And for the foreseeable future. But what were you saying,
Yeah,
Mom?
very likely.
My son said he's supposed to take the SAT and the different things like that, and they canceled everything out.
I was just about to say, I think they canceled all of that. Like, you don't need that to go to school to move on. You don't. If I'm not mistaken, what I read, you don't need a SAT score or ACT score to go to college next year.
So what are they basing it off of
Yeah.
then? Just
So
your
they just basing it
overall
off
high
all
school?
your grades you had so far.
They're basing it off of what they should have been basing it off of all along.
Your
Your
grades?
grades
Okay.
in high school.
Makes sense. Perfect.
That makes so much sense.
Because
That's
Perfect.
crazy.
if
That's amazing.
nobody, I don't think a lot of people know, but the SAT and the ACT aren't like they're no governing bodies of school.
They're not important.
They don't even have any real association to these colleges outside of being a test that somebody made and people have to pay for colleges to say,
You know, that's
yeah,
for real.
you can pay us.
Yeah, that's unfair for real because a lot of kids can be really good at school
Mhm.
and they get A's and stuff. And soon as they do the SAT, it's not like to the potential that they want you to.
Right.
They want
The
you
essay-
to score and all this stuff like that. So you now gonna like go to like let's say a lower level, a so-called lower level school because you didn't get a 1600 or 1500 or whatever.
Yeah.
So let's say you get a
Yeah.
1200 or 1100 or stuff like that. They're not gonna look at you from all the scores and all the outstanding. You might have been an honor student, everything at school, and they're not gonna look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
It's an oppressive test.
It is, and when you think of
it was created to oppress people.
oh yeah, and when you think of the actual test, it's not about smarts. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm smart. So the first time I took the test, right, I got a 700. So then after that, I took the classes, right? So it's not like I didn't know the subjects. It's a way to take the test. You get what I'm saying? There's a certain type of way you have to answer the questions. There's a certain type of way you have to take the test. There's a strategy behind taking this test, including the points and where you want to get your points and things of that nature. So it's a lot of things outside of the test that don't have to do with your actual smarts in the first place. So even after taking it and doing well, because I think it's when it was boosted to, was it our year got boosted to 1800 or 1600?
I think 16, right?
1600,
no,
right?
It was higher.
It was
Oh,
higher,
shit
right?
was higher than
It was no,
16.
no, no. It's because it started at 14 was the highest, and then
It
it
was
got moved
16.
up
Our
to
year was
It
16.
was
Our year was
16.
16.
16.
Right.
16.
The second time I took the test, I got a 1432.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like, what? All I had to do was
Yeah.
learn these strategies for real.
Yeah, nah, the shit literally didn't make sense
It
because the
didn't
first
make
time I
sense.
took it, I, I remember I told you I fell asleep during a whole part.
Mm.
Like,
The way the test is taken in the first place is oppressive. That is slavery. If that is, you are right. That is a slave test. It's
Listen,
so terrible.
yeah.
the test was created in 1926.
Oh
Like it was
nah.
created so black people could not go to college.
Mm. Mm-mm.
So
And
like
when you think about a test is just knowing if you can remember shit. It's nothing about
Right.
smarts. Like, it's
Right.
literally not really anything about smart because you could be dumb and get all A's because all you have
listen,
to remember everything that nigga just told me.
Mhm.
I just read the history of it, and I read one paragraph, and that just told me everything I needed to know. Prior to the SAT, you had to travel to whatever college you wanted to go to take their standardized test to like entrance exam.
Mhm.
The college board came together and said, we're going to make this standardized test so it can be used by every college for a price.
Mhm.
How is this standardized? What is this test? How is this test going to help me get into your specific school if it's not tailored to your curriculum?
Right.
Yeah.
Like the racism in this test is too apparent.
Yeah. Yeah. And the clear obvious money grab.
Yeah. So the
Let's set
fact
up a
that they don't got to
middleman
take
so we
it,
can make money, and then, y'all, come on, man.
yeah, the fact that kids don't got to take that test this year, they're actually lucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they should look into getting that shit all the way out the paint for the future.
Mhm.
Listen, I think that should help everybody. I think kids are the future, and they should educate all kids. I can't see a child not getting an education. That's not fair. And it's not right.
It's a fact.
Why should you just look at one and not the other? Doesn't make any
And
sense.
not even just a child. Anybody that wants to be
Wants to be
further
educated.
educated
That's what I'm saying.
shouldn't have any obstacles placed in front of them.
Definitely. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with that.
Mhm.
Do
Absolutely.
you have any more questions for me?
I mean-
Because we can let you, do your thing. We can let you go.
Yeah, I will leave right
It's
now.
up to
I
you.
just
You don't
want.
gotta leave.
No,
It's
I
up to
mean,
you.
I know you guys want. I know you guys want to talk about the basketball, and I'm not. I don't know anything.
Nah, you could just say. You could just tell
I
your
just love
jokes.
Jake. I just love Magic.
Magic
She
Johnson?
said she didn't love Magic. Magic
I
Johnson.
just love Magic Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Magic Jordan.
That's how I don't know it. That's how much.
Magic Jordan. She loves Magic Jordan.
Man. Magic Jordan.
I just
need-
like how
I
the
need
way-
him on my team.
Yeah, but that, yeah. See what I'm saying? I need Magic Jordan on the
I
team.
need Magic Jordan.
I think I'm about to name my next 2K player that Magic Jordan.
Magic Jordan.
Oh, Magic, right? I guess. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys can talk about your basketball. I'll just listen. I'll just get educated.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
Oh, you guys
You
see
might-
Tiger King?
Oh yeah, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Carol Baskin. She
Carol
did it.
Baskins.
She did it,
Fucking
man.
did it. You think Carol Baskins killed her
Oh
husband?
yes, she did. Oh yes, she did.
Definitely did it.
She definitely did it. That's not a question. The way her eyes get big and they start glossing over, like, oh yeah.
Yo, bro. She's a criminal.
She
She's
is a criminal. Caucasian
Like,
women are criminals.
She got dead
We
eyes.
gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it. We gotta talk about it.
We have to talk about Caucasian women's growth
No,
and
no,
criminality
no,
during this quarantine.
We've spoken about Carol Baskin's goddamn criminal ass a lot on here.
Yeah,
Hopefully she goes down soon.
yeah.
But we gotta talk about it.
The Karens?
Okay.
We gonna get to the Karens because the Karens been wilding out.
The Karens been wilding.
But we gotta talk. We gotta talk about Mr. Pierce.
Paul? Paulus?
Paulus.
Paulus.
Paulus Pierce.
Paulus Pierce.
Paulus.
Paulus
Now
Pierce.
Trey made some great points online earlier.
Mhm.
It's Paul Pierce's personal top 5.
Yeah,
Paul Pierce has all rights to put whoever he wants in his personal top
right.
5. That is Paul Pierce's top 5.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Paul Pierce, though, is a highly emotional individual when it comes to a certain all-time great
Mhm.
basketball player that we all know.
Mhm.
But you know why though? It makes sense.
It makes sense, bro.
If a
If
nigga drop 2,000, yo, Palm. If a
this,
nigga drop 2,000 points on your head, bro, your whole career, he in your top
Um,
five. He in your top
um,
five.
um, I'm killing them at 500.
Exactly.
At,
That
at
nigga's never in
500,
my top five, bro.
at
I agree with
500,
everything Paul
at
Pierce said.
500. What's shorty? What's the figure skating shorty that bust up the other shorty knee?
Oh, I can't remember.
Nicole Kidman.
Look, nigga,
Who is
that's not her.
Yes, it is.
Was going crazy.
I
Fred,
thought
you know who I'm talking about, man.
Yeah, Fred, you know white people.
about.
Nicole Kidman.
She broke the other lady
Yeah,
leg.
because she was jealous because she won.
It was Nicole something though. But y'all know who I'm talking about though. But I'm busting. No.
Did she do
nigga,
anything
Nicole,
else?
Nigga said Nicole Richie.
Is it Nicole Richie?
No, nigga, that's Lionel Richie daughter.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That makes sense,
But
right?
y'all know who I'm talking about,
Yeah.
and I'm busting his knees up. You're dropping 2,000 points on me, nigga. You're not doing that.
It's like ask.
When whoever tweeted that, I looked at that and I was like, Paul Pierce has so many reasons to hate this nigga.
He has so many reasons.
So many, 2,000 of them.
This what I said. This is how I thought about it because everybody's initial reaction was mine. He's being emotional.
Yeah.
Logically, if somebody
Nah, but if you look at him, it was emotion in that.
because they was making him mad. They was pushing his buttons.
Facts. That's a fact.
If you know how they do Paul Pierce on that show, they was pushing his buttons.
You're right.
Clearly, LeBron is a soft spot. Why are you doing that? Come on.
Why are you doing that to him?
Why are you trying to force him to put him in the top five on live TV?
It should not be.
It's like this, Paul. This how I see it, Paul. Look. It is a soft spot. This is why it's a soft spot. If somebody beat you up, right? And somebody's like, yo, top 5 fighters in the world, you're not gonna be like, yo, son, Edgar who beat me up.
The nigga that beat me up.
Even if he is, you're gonna be like, nah, son, Edgar beat you up. You're gonna be like, yo, come on, son. He's still not in my top 5.
Granted, the least amount of points that LeBron ever dropped going against Paul Pierce was 30. Granted that is a fact. Paul Pierce was in turn dropping buckets as well.
He was.
You should not be mad.
But no, nigga, that's a reason to be mad.
It's a reason to be mad.
If we gonna talk about LeBron fans, they will call Paul Pierce all types of poop, nigga. Even if he dropped 40 when this nigga LeBron dropped 60.
I don't even
know how I feel about son.
But here's my argument. Here's my look. Wait, real quick. Here's my only argument against Paul Pierce. LeBron had every right to do what he did to you at the end of his career because of what you did to him at the beginning of his. If you remember,
okay, thank you.
If he is emotional, he should not be because it's even.
It's even.
Yeah. If you did what Perk said, the nigga should have punched you in your mouth every time he played you.
Every time.
You're lucky he didn't do that.
Every time.
I missed that. What did Perk say?
Yo, Perk said that nigga spit towards the bench LeBron rookie season.
What?
Crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, that was probably the first time he dropped 30 on him.
Yeah, he did. That nigga Paul Pierce is a bitch, bro. I hate
And
Paul.
not no fake Rondo spit towards the bench. I believe Perk. Perk don't be lying.
Perk don't be lying. Perk don't be lying.
I'm gonna keep it a bit. I think that Paul Pierce is one of the 3. If this is a top 5, matter of fact, he's one of the top 5 biggest bitches in NBA.
No, that's a fact.
I also think Paul Pierce is top 5 nicest overrated niggas ever.
Yes.
If we want to talk,
I get what y'all saying. I get what y'all saying. I get exactly what y'all saying, but Paul Pierce, all these knocks on him, and I agree with y'all. I'm a Knicks fan, so believe you me, I hate Paul Pierce as much as everybody on this
my mom's
panel.
about to dip, but she gonna let us continue.
Have a good one, Mom.
It was great having you.
Nice meeting you guys. You guys take care now. Be safe.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
So, and the reason I hate Paul Pierce is because of what he did to the Knicks. So for me to act like Paul Pierce isn't good would be a lie because he done did
we not acting
my
like
Knicks
good. We know he's
dirty.
No, I'm not. Nigga, I said he nicest, top 5 nicest.
Palm, I would be being Paul Pierce right now if I didn't say Paul Pierce was good at basketball. You get what I'm saying?
I feel like
you're not
I feel
saying
like
he
people
bad.
should understand like when we talk sports, we always give niggas they flowers,
Word.
even if we hate on them.
Yeah.
I hate
Because
this
I
nigga.
did not understand why he was
I'll never
so
give-
fat, out of shape, skinny arms,
buck it
big
up.
gut, and
That
was
used to get me
bucketing
tight.
dudes, B.
That used
I
to get
could
me
not.
tight.
Yo, he was
And
built
we gonna keep
terribly,
it a
son.
band. We're gonna keep it a band. The nigga think that Finals MVP is his shining moment. No, it's not, you bum. Because the other two all-time great niggas was next to you. Your shining moment was when you was talking shit to Al Harrington, and then you jade him.
Jade him.
Biggest
Jade
moment
him.
of your
Jade
dirty
this
ass
nigga.
career. You dirty ass Inglewood nigga.
Jade him.
See, no,
Jade him.
that's real. I mean, look, Paul Pierce. It's not that he wasn't nice. He just wasn't nice enough to be talking about LeBron and them, right? Like,
Right. He's not in that same greatest of all time category to even be debated in.
But he nice.
He was
He's legitimately, he's right behind. He's in that
No, he's
next tier of
not.
niggas.
No, he's
Nah,
not.
No, he is.
He
Nah, he
is.
is. He's in that
He a
tier right
bucket.
below,
He a
bro.
bucket. He a bucket.
I'll say,
He a
as
bucket.
Kobe fan and
I think
LeBron
that
fan,
sometimes people
He's a
forget
bucket.
about. In my opinion, if you gotta take that tier is like Grant Hill and them. And I don't think that Paul.
Bro, you can't put Grant Hill in them that high because they ain't even get to the heights that Paul Pierce got to.
Bro, as individual,
Grant Hill had what, 3 good years?
as
And
an
then the injuries started killing him.
as an individual,
And then after that, he was only marginal.
true, but as an individual talent at their peak, that's the way I be looking at who's the nicest at their peak.
I don't know, because I would say, because I love Grant Hill, bro, but I think I would put Dirk in that tier right under.
I gotta say,
But I'm saying
Dirk is
Dirk is in there. Nah, Dirk got tier. Dirk got tier.
Dirk is God tier.
Just because he paved the way for European
Dirk is
ballers.
better than. Oh, I'm talking
I'ma
about Paul
keep it a
Pierce
band with
levels.
you.
Yeah, he's higher than that. He's higher than that.
He higher than that.
When we talk about
Chris Paul.
niggas like Dirk,
Chris Paul's on that tier right under.
Yes.
Like right there.
Yes.
Chris Paul's in that tier
yes.
right there.
But if you
Melo's in that
Melo's
tier.
in that tier
I
right
see.
there.
Yep. Melo's in that tier.
Melo's
Yep.
there.
But you think that, all right, but if you do that, see, I disagree. And the reason I disagree is because of this, right? When I look at the top 50 players, like that got rated top 50 or whatever, right? I'm like, damn, there's like a new top 50 niggas that also are arguing.
The NBA ain't revised that list in a long time. They gotta do
They
that.
have it. But the niggas that are getting pulled from the list, for the new niggas that are gonna be put on it, that to me is now the tier under.
Nah, because I see this is what, because I see somebody said this earlier. We can't like, we use that revisionist history and try to ungreat niggas.
Yeah.
Like, just because more niggas became great, we can't take away other niggas' greatness.
And to add on Palm's point, what I think also is maybe this makes sense. I think NBA's parallel is to hip hop in a sense of its peak, right?
Yeah.
So in its peak or whatever, it's still very young. So I think that we're getting into a point where time is expanding, so you're not going to be able to make a top 10 because there's going to be people in between who just have not seen that earlier generation to be able to consider them properly. Because, like, even think of me, when Palm brought up the question in the chat earlier about Bill Russell and Wilt, we can't even have that conversation. And for me, I can't have that conversation. I think Palm knows a lot about them. But think about the dudes under us in the sense of this. Let me give you some perspective to where I'm going into the school thinking most of the kids will be affected by Kobe's death, and it don't hit them like that. So think about how they're going to think of Jordan. You get what I'm saying? It's not that he's not that important to them, so it's going to need to be breaking down into decades. You get what I'm saying? Decades and generations of top 10s, and then maybe we could argue the best top 10, the best generations of basketball over players, because it's going to be impossible because we have so many greats now.
I want to get back to this conversation, but just to jump on a point, yo, my nigga, that was the craziest week ever to go to work as an adult, especially working in a school.
Yeah.
To see how much adults were affected by this, and kids were just like, I mean, a couple kids I seen like,
a couple kids.
They wrote like Kobe shit on their sneakers and shit like that. But it wasn't like KD just died. Or Steph or
Kyrie.
Like, our Michael Jordan just died, and you could see that on the adults. But back to what we were talking about, like, Trey is absolutely correct, because like somebody like me, when I was younger, I used to sit on NBA TV and watch black and white hardwood classic games. Right. So I would see of the few times that Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell played against each other and it was filmed, I would see this nigga losing a game baking this nigga.
Cooking him. Fucking
I watched Bob Cousy dribble with one hand for 48 minutes.
OD.
Like, it is amazing to watch a nigga do that and cook.
Right.
But when we advance as people, and a nigga is 7 twirls between the legs, throw it over your forehead, and then get to the rack, like, I can't rate Bob Cousy in that top 50 no more, but I'm not gonna say that nigga's not great no more. He's not a Hall of Famer.
Nah, I get what you're saying. I'm like, I agree with both of y'all. Even with like earlier when y'all was talking about it, like I dead ass get 100% what Trey's saying, because nigga, I wasn't there live. I didn't get to watch full games of these niggas play. But just like you, Palm, I watched a lot of clips where it was like Wilt Chamberlain and 2 other niggas versus the whole Celtics, and like he's fucking cooking in this super loss. And I'm just
and that's a reason why when we making top 5 lists or lists that's really about a nigga's person, these lists be about who's the most talented.
Yeah.
Accolades, they what the talent produced, but in the form of the NBA, the accolades don't always say like this nigga right here is the best.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
No,
especially
facts.
when the accolade that y'all are putting the most weight in is a ring.
Yeah.
Well, I agree with that. But I agree with that 100%. I mean, like there's 2 people that is the prime example, like Kobe and LeBron, right? Like niggas have argued with me, like, oh, Kobe's not in a top 10. People have argued because he doesn't have MVPs. And
arguably the 2 greatest players of all time.
Huh?
I said arguably the 2 greatest players of all time.
Yeah, easily. But y'all frozen. I'm frozen.
Nah,
you're
you
not
sure?
frozen.
You going?
Nah, I agree with that 100%. I think that LeBron, Kobe, Jordan, I don't even want to argue this shit anymore personally. I think it's just a fucking hodgepodge of like with people dying, I'm trying to appreciate people existing.
That's why I was like, that's how I felt about the Paul Pierce shit. I'm like, yo, Paul Pierce is one of our greats. If Paul Pierce goes, he's gonna be a great Celtic. We can't really, you know what I mean, slander the nigga too much. But go ahead, my fault.
Nah, facts. But to the point, people have argued like, oh, well, Kobe doesn't have the MVPs. And I'm like, oh, and they've argued LeBron doesn't have the rings, or and he has final. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Or like Kobe has the most misses, or like Kobe has.
It's like we don't look at the fucking nuances of these things. Like they both played in a way more diverse, a way more inept front office league. Like Michael Jordan literally probably had a top 3 GM of all time. Yo, if you watch the documentary, Jerry Reinsdorf said him and Jerry Krause sat down after year 2. Oh no! It was after the shot over Elo. He said they sat down after that and said, "All right, we got the best player in the league right now. Let's create a contender." And literally the next year, Jerry Krause had a contender.
Yeah.
He retooled every time perfectly. This is shit that's not happening. It didn't happen for Kobe like that.
Because nobody saw how genius it was for them to bring in Steve Kerr after John Paxson.
And let John Paxson still be on the team to teach him.
Dude,
he didn't see that genius part.
They didn't. And you know, another point too is with time, a lot of players just get lost in time. Think about it. Abdul Rauf. I'm gonna say a name from our time that we probably never even thought about. But during this time, he was a dog. Morris Peterson.
Yeah.
Remember this nigga? Mo P. From the Raptors, my nigga. Remember Mo P? When the fuck is the last time we ever even said Morris Peterson's name besides today? Never, you know what I mean? And just me as a basketball fan, I'm thinking like, damn, how do you even keep track of all these great players that just get lost over time, that just had 2 good years, 3 good years? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy how now time is just expanding in the NBA.
Also, I feel like the Last Dance documentary showed us that the media got even better at spinning narratives. Like they got so much better at spinning narratives to the point where if they want to make a nigga disappear, he gonna disappear.
Yeah.
Like, but you know what the Last Dance also showed me?
What's up?
When you have the level of clout that some superstars have, There's no amount of narrative that the media can't
Yeah,
spin that you
you should
can't
talk.
spin right back.
Yeah.
You should talk. You
The
should always talk.
documentary in itself shows you how much pull the man has.
Yep.
Mhm.
The documentary in itself shows you the shit sat up for 30 years, and then the nigga said, "All right, let's move it."
Yeah.
Hold on, but hold on. Here's also a reason why I was calling Jordan a bitch, right? Because it's like there was mad times where he would pretend he didn't have a specific amount of power to do something, and his excuse was like, I thought it was just super bullshit. Like when he came to Scotty, he was like, I get it, like you're mad competitive, like Scotty's tight, he's not getting paid enough. But nigga, do you not think if you would have went to like niggas and would have been like, yo, that should probably pay Scotty?
The crazy shit is Scotty's explanation for why he took that deal doesn't make any sense to me if you are literally the number 2 to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Yeah.
make no sense.
It don't make sense.
But it also showed me how much like the things that people be mad at LeBron and the superstars of today for, like I could never really be mad at these niggas for that.
Hell
Because they
no.
talk to each other.
Yeah.
They talk to each other. Like, yo, that's the contract just set up. All right, when we go back to the table, we're gonna do
Yeah.
like Michael Jordan ain't give a fuck about nobody but Michael Jordan. And
Yeah.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That is fine.
That's a fact. I did also
But you a
remember.
piece of shit.
Yeah, that's a fact. I also remember the point where I remember I was mad at Kobe around those years when the Lakers was losing OD for taking that $25 million that year.
Yeah.
I was like, come
Gotta
on,
take
nigga,
it.
why would you do that?
Gotta take
But
it.
nah, fuck
Gotta
that,
take it.
nigga. I've been here
Gotta take
forever. I gave y'all
Gotta
niggas
take
my
it.
blood, sweat, and tears.
Mhm.
Give me this money. I need
Give me that bread. Give me that
Don't
bread.
forget that they paid Scotty what $2 million a year for 7 years.
7 years, bro.
No,
7
no,
years.
no,
Insane.
You know,
no.
it's
That don't
funny.
even sound like money for back then, though.
Yo, they don't
Exactly,
even sound like
son.
money for
It don't even sound like money for back then, son.
That don't even sound like money for. That's why I was like, I get it when you come from poverty, but like if you coming in as a number 2, that's the fucking contract you negotiated.
And not even only
Not
just
any
number.
number 2, my nigga. You number 2 to Mike. You are the catalyst. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Yes, Michael Jordan was carrying the nigga. Michael Jordan was everything. Michael Jordan was
His agent was in on it.
He had to be. Nah,
He had to be, son.
Scottie Pippen was the legs of that horse.
Bro,
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen was not only the number 2 to Michael Jordan, but it was arguably he was the number 2 in the league.
Yeah.
Like at points. Like you get what I'm saying? So
But,
it's just
you know, that's actually the bigger point, Colt. Is
He said Pebbles managed him.
like Pebbles did.
like Scottie Pippen was the second nicest nigga in the league for at least 2-3 of them years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like, I mean, the,
Also, no, go ahead, go ahead.
now I was gonna
Um,
say, the year that he got them to the playoffs, when Rodman was his number 2,
Yeah.
that would have been the year for me. That'd be like, fuck basketball. I'm gonna go play baseball or something my goddamn self. Fuck y'all niggas, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
nope.
Also, I feel like one of the only times that I felt in the documentary like Jordan was really wrong was that Jerry Krause was right. A championship is not solely on the 15 niggas that you put on the court
Right.
or the 50 niggas that you put on the field
that's true.
or whatever.
That's true.
There's a reason why everybody in the organization gets a ring
Yeah.
because everybody plays a pivotal part in what goes on that season.
The only reason why I don't agree is because he just meant the niggas.
Yeah, yeah,
What you
yeah,
mean?
that's true. That's true.
Jerry Krause?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was also it.
But when we watch it, Jerry Krause did that, my nigga. Y'all niggas is bullying me.
He just didn't want to be left out. That was like, I feel like that was part of his Karen soul. Like,
Yeah.
That's not facts. That was him not being did not want to be left out.
Yeah.
Niggas was leaving him out.
Niggas leaving him out.
He was making big fucking moves,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. It was the extra chin, but it's like I wonder why niggas like him got egos, and it's like you don't got enough ego to go to the gym. Like my nigga, you got a big ego and a big stomach. What type of ego you got? You get what I'm saying? What type of ego is that?
My favorite meme.
I don't want that kind of ego to where I'm like, nah, I'm that nigga, and I'm terrible.
That's hilarious. My favorite meme from this whole shit was like, nobody, Michael Jordan. Jerry, you fat bitch.
No, my favorite meme is what was your catalyst going against the Jazz in
Oh
'97?
yeah,
Oh, Carmelo's a
Malone is a
pedophile.
pedophile. That shit was amazing. But yo, we can talk. Speaking of Karl Malone, I fucking hate Karl Malone, but he also
Hate that
didn't
nigga
say
too.
anything wrong at all.
Hate that
Nah,
nigga.
he didn't
Was he
say nothing
supposed
wrong.
to suck
He didn't
Michael
say
Jordan's
nothing
dick
wrong.
like on
Was he
camera?
supposed to like?
Was he supposed to fondle his balls on camera or something? Like, no.
What more they wanted from him?
Yo, bro, this is why I watched that Karl Malone video and I was like, man, he's emotional, but I agree. Same way with Paul Pierce about LeBron James. Like, it's like the same thing. Like, I'm emotional,
All these niggas
but why
are
should I
emotional,
fuck
bro.
with these niggas? Why should I
Yeah.
say they better than me?
It's like if you
You
get
know it's true.
it's like if
I'm
you
not
fighting
saying-
some niggas and one of the niggas beat your ass the most, but he had a crew of niggas that put in a little bit of pain. It's like, nah, he ain't just fucked me up. He had
It
niggas.
wasn't just him.
He was
Yo,
like,
Paul,
yo, he was like,
Paul.
other niggas on the team.
Listen to this, right? Imagine you fighting a nigga one-on-one and one of his friends sneak punch you, and for the rest of your life, everyone's like, this nigga beat your ass one-on-one. You're not gonna let niggas know you,
Hey,
you got snuck punch? You're not gonna let niggas know you got snuck punch?
Listen, one nigga threw an elbow.
That was stupid.
It's
I fuck
facts
with
though.
that.
Nigga, Carl was like, nigga that Carl was like, hold on. It wasn't just Michael Jordan. There was other bulls.
It
Like I
was-
said,
it was
let-
14 of the bulls.
Like I
There was
said,
other bulls.
he gave another like.
I feel like he started explaining, saying their names and shit.
Mm.
There was a curve.
This is Scott Ball. Scott Ball.
Yo,
Scott.
he definitely the nigga. He definitely the nigga that was like the extended version. He was like, listen. If you really look at it, Jordan ain't still a ball. Scotty put the pressure.
Side note, you want to know what's hilarious? You want to know what's hilarious? Horace Grant going on expose tours saying that he wasn't doing the exposés in the back in the day.
This nigga's a fucking
Like, nigga, you kind of giving it away.
You giving it away.
nigga.
Horace, we see you, nigga. We can see you,
Honestly, at
nigga.
this point, Horace Grant got to.
One of his friends got to pull him to the side, like, Horace, you giving it away.
You giving it away.
Nah,
Horace, just shut up. Just stop
That's
it.
another tour.
Stop it. This nigga Horace is snitching to say he didn't snitch.
to say he didn't snitch. It's amazing.
How I snitch and I could have said that Jordan did coke in '97.
He was there. Listen, he took me to the coke.
Nah, yo, Jordan was doing that shit too, and that shit had me weak. Like, Jordan is definitely the nigga that's like, listen. I ain't gonna tell y'all niggas was doing cocaine, but it was on the table.
Listen, yo, the way that he told that part of the story, I was just like, nigga, I know you hit every circle.
Mm-hmm.
He hit
Nigga
every
was like,
circle.
he's like, I knocked on the door. He got real
Got real
quiet.
quiet.
And then somebody's like, oh, it's the rookie. And so I let him in. He was like, who is it? I was like, hey man, it's MJ.
It's MJ.
That's
Hey,
it.
it's the rookie.
That just sounded so 80s. Like, hey man, it's MJ.
Hey, it's the rookie here outside, nigga.
Hey, no, oh man.
Let him in. The bitches is here.
In my
Nigga,
mind,
MJ walks in. Hold up, he walks in and he's like, oh shit.
oh bitches. Oh,
He's like, they're not slipping.
Listen, y'all said the team was getting together. Y'all didn't say y'all was bringing Disneyland to the hotel.
Nigga, Michael walked into the room and was like, bitches coking weed? Oh shit.
lit it here. And yo, Michael was lying. He was like, I ain't fucking with none of it. But I was like, nigga, no. Because I know your teammate only that rookie year, they was passing you the ball because you was doing the coke with them. They was like, hey, this nigga kind of...
Nigga, Michael walked in and was like, oh shit, it's bitches in here.
But it makes sense why they let him take over the team as a rookie, because they was high on the finest of cocaine. They was like, give it to the little nigga. All those passes, nigga, was panic passes. Give it to Michael.
Nigga, I know Mike walked in the room and got super spicy and shit. He mixed all three circles. He was like, put a little coke in my weed and give me two bitches.
Bitch, get a bitch to roll it. I'm with it.
Yeah.
Nah, yo, Trey, I know the captain at the time took the line and then he was like, hey, ain't you the nigga in college that was going crazy that game? Yo, we gotta let this nigga take over the team.
It's like how like you ever get a job where you work with the old niggas and they make you do all the work? That's what they was doing, but they didn't realize they was giving the young nigga, giving him the team. They was like, look, give the little nigga the basketball. We terrible. We are terrible. Give the little nigga the basketball. Make him look bad for all of us. And it backfired. The nigga was nice. them niggas was in the playoffs like, fuck.
That's why they let Larry Bird watch Jordan while he was
Dumbass.
They was like, hey, let this little nigga go off, man.
Listen, listen. We here in the bench. The Gatorade cooler had cocaine in it. There's cocaine in it.
Jordan like, man, not mid game, nigga. Yo, pass me the ball every play. Like, nigga, you want to play 80?
Yo, oh man,
80s is insane.
insane. Anything else y'all want to talk about, my niggas?
I don't know, man. Palm, you frozen?
Nah, I had to do.
Yeah, yo, I was like, whoa.
I just got charged for something, so I was like, let me go turn that shit off.
I feel that ass. That shit happen to me all the time with Pornhub, son.
Yeah, I was like, let me unsubscribe. Charging me for that.
$7.99, nigga. Hold on, I got another email.
What the fuck?
What I was say is that
What the fuck?
I
is
need
that
that
low-key our
premium.
friendship is like we're all Dennis
Premium.
Rodman.
They got yum in it, nigga.
Our friendship
Yo,
is
listen,
we're all Dennis
yo,
Rodman. All of us
we,
are
listen,
Dennis
word-
we are
Rodman.
all Dennis
hold
Rodman,
up.
son.
I ain't get to say this. I know Karl Malone said this shit after, after when the video kept rolling. I know Karl Malone, and they had that freaky ass center.
You freak that nigga slapped my ass. I had to slap it back.
Yeah, the freaky ass center. Thought I wasn't gonna slap his ass.
He lucky he wasn't
Slap
no.
that ass.
He lucky he wasn't no 13 girl. If he a 13-year-old girl, you get what I'm saying. There's like cut that part, cut that part, cut that part. Karl Malone is stripping. Oh
Oh,
man,
fuck.
oh
Nigga was like,
man.
Dennis, how old are you?
Oh, no. Yo, man, fuck Karl Malone, nigga. Fuck the Jazz. Fuck Utah, nigga. Yo.
Ain't no fucking jazz in Utah.
Ain't
Nigga.
no
Yo.
Jazz in Utah.
Fucking
Why y'all
Mormons.
name
Yo,
that?
son.
The fucking Utah Mormons, nigga. Fuck out
Yo,
here.
bro.
Oh, side note, to even prove, so Scotty said he was mad how he was depicted in the documentary. So, you know me, I do some more research on Scottie Pippen. This nigga had another media spat with Charles Barkley, blasted the nigga in the media. They was on the same team. Mind
Yo,
you,
that ass.
Charles Barkley only got, he took $1 million for 1 year so that Scotty could get 22.
Rockets team.
The Rockets
Yeah.
team.
The Rockets team.
The Rockets
Yeah.
team. What Scotty do? He went on an interview saying that Charles Barkley don't want to win championships.
Whoa, man.
Yo, this nigga Scotty's a beta male, bro. I've been talking about this for a very long time. I was like, I don't even like using that word, but Scotty's like a professional beta male. Like all his motions and actions, like a lot of the time, like when he does, like that time. Yo, remember
It's Jordan fault.
Remember we was
Jordan
talking about this? Remember we was talking about this when they was like they won that game with Tony Kukoc and the nigga was crying in the back and I was like, nigga, he was not crying and apologetic. He was like, you trash ass nigga, don't fucking cry in my face. We won, right? Fuck y'all niggas.
He a little bitch.
That ass.
Scotty a bitch. He a soft ass nigga, bro. He
That
was
ass.
hurt in that other game, but he's
Yeah.
still a bitch.
Yeah, facts.
That's it.
Any final hate?
Oh, my final hate is for Utah because I figured it out. They named the team the Jazz to get niggers to play there.
Nah. Remember, they came from New Orleans.
Oh, wow.
But they bought it from New Orleans because they was like, if the word Jazz is in it, niggers are gonna come play here.
Yeah.
But they're not even gonna realize that we're racist.
Yeah, facts.
Fuck
Facts.
Utah Jazz.
Fuck them.
Nah, niggas don't ain't shit in Utah.
Not a damn fucking thing.
Mormons, like you said.
Not a damn fucking thing in Utah, bro.
I can't even think of a fucking city there, bro.
At all.
Salt Lake City. That's a
Yeah.
fucking terrible name, but like, shouts out Salt Lake City, I guess.
Nah,
Yeah, I guess.
They racist.
Don't shout them out.
I
Fuck that.
guess. Fuck that.
Yo, my final hit is for Michigan. Y'all just failing as a city.
Yeah.
As a city, every time I look up, y'all are failing. Now the city, the motherfucking, I mean, y'all failing as a country, a state. You're just failing. Statewide.
That was the shit with the
You're failing.
dam when the dam broke.
Yes. It's fucking damn state. Whole dead and the whole state flooded.
Right.
Like, get your shit together, man. Get the water right in Flint.
Come
Do
on,
something.
bro.
Do something.
Facts.
Fucking
What
wasteland.
about you? What about you, Trey?
I don't got no final hate, but I do have some final love, I guess. Pause. Batimang ting deso. I don't want to be.
Big
all
Batiman, Big
positive.
Batiman.
I don't want to be all positive. It's kind of gay.
Yeah.
Nah, but before the end of the week, probably no. Before the end of the week, I gotta take care of somebody in need. So if you need some help, if you want some food or something like that, I'll pay for your lunch or dinner.
I'm
Uh,
also throw down.
Lunch or dinner on me. Today, tomorrow, Saturday. First person to let me know, I'm sending it, and that's how we gonna do that.
That's what's
So
up.
first dibs, I guess, to anybody that's listening.
What about you,
Let
Fred?
me know. If you're
You
too
got a
shy to say
fire.
it publicly, hit me on the side.
You got a fire hoodie, by the way, Fred. I didn't say that
Good
earlier.
looks.
Blue Lives Murder, because they do.
Let me get one of those
I need one.
because there's gonna
That's a double R Andre.
yeah,
Just so
Yeah.
y'all know.
Let me see if I can actually get some sense being dead ass.
that ass.
But my final hate is from all the white people comparing being in the crib to slavery. Um,
I think it's crazy that black people laugh when they hear that. 'Cause
What?
like when you hear like a white person compare slavery to being quarantined,
Oh
like in
yeah,
the
sure,
crib,
sure,
like
sure,
bro, okay,
sure,
okay.
sure.
Yo, Trey, I got hate for you actually since you
Why?
skipped that. Obama attacking that glizzy in that picture.
Oh man.
Yo, the
Oh
tweet
man.
that said he attacked the glizzy like it was a Syrian
Syrian
farmer.
farmer.
One of
Yo,
the greatest tweets of
greatest
all
tweets
time.
all
Greatest
time,
of all time.
all time, all time, all time. I'm gonna actually clip this and send it to him because he hit me back like, "Yo, son." I was like, "Nigga, that was good." Like I had to give him his props. I was like, "That was really,
That
really
was
good."
Also,
super good.
also, I got a little love to spread.
What's up?
Florida, Florida be failing a lot.
Hmm.
Florida fails a lot. Florida is actually putting out some good in the
Oh.
world. Florida is fucking housing all of the fucking sports events that we basically have been watching. Most of the sport events in America that we've been watching live. Florida is like, come here, do your sports with no fucking audience. Florida's like, yes, everybody die here. Thank you.
Yeah.
Florida is our Coliseum. It's our Coliseum. Come over there, go down real quick for our entertainment.
Yep.
It makes
Shout
sense.
out to Florida.
Shout out Florida.
Shout out Florida.
I want to watch basketball, Florida, so thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Much love to you.
If they gotta die for it, fuck it.
Fuck it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? We
Hey,
need it.
champ.
Hey, champ. Let's get it. Hey, 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 hey. Suck you my dust.
Yo, before I get off, we